Hello, I'm Saad Al-Aziz, the owner and head instructor of Semper Fortis Jiu Jitsu here in San Antonio, Texas, and here to announce that we have Sheepdog Response, which is Tim Kennedy's company, which will be coming here teaching his Protector 1 course and also his Carbine 1 course this coming weekend. So on Thursday, Tim and his team will be at the Lone Star Handgun Range. And then on Friday from 7 to 12, Tim and his team will be here at Semper Fortis Jiu Jitsu teaching hand-to-hand combat. And then Friday afternoon, they'll be at the Lone Star Handgun Range teaching rifle, pistol manipulation. And then Saturday from 7 to 12, Tim and his team will be here teaching hand-to-hand combat. And then from 12 on, they'll be at the Lone Star Handgun Range teaching handguns. So, and that's their Protector Carbine 1 course and Protector 1 course. So if you're interested in it, sign up with Sheepdog Response. There'll be a flyer here at the school, but for planning purposes for the Semper Fortis Jiu Jitsu students, just know that we will not have any classes Friday morning, Friday afternoon. So we'll have a 7 p.m. class, adult class, on Friday evening, but there will be no classes during the day for Semper Fortis Jiu Jitsu here at the school. And then on Saturday, there will be no classes for Semper Fortis Jiu Jitsu students here at the school. So unless you sign up for the Sheepdog Response training with Tim Kennedy, there just won't be any classes for you Friday afternoon or Saturday. I'm excited to support Tim. Tim and his team, they come here once a year, and it's basically, he's a veteran. If you haven't met Tim or heard of Tim Kennedy, he's an Army Ranger. He a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, and he fought quite successfully for a number of years in the UFC. And last year, like when they was doing the evacuation from Afghanistan, Tim went with a group of other people on his own dime to rescue our allies. So basically, he's just a great American. So I'm very proud to support him and to work with him as he comes to train people to defend themselves. And so he's a veteran-owned company, and he employs a lot of veterans, which is very exciting. And then you have Lone Star Handgun, which is where you'll be doing the shooting part of the course. Also a veteran-owned company that employs a lot of veterans. And then Semper Fortis Jiu Jitsu, of course, we are a veteran-owned company. Why should you do the course? Because you should know how to both fight with your hands, hand-to-hand, unarmed combat, as well as armed combat. You need to know how to shoot a pistol. You need to know how to shoot a rifle. These are warrior skills that you need. Every once in a while I meet somebody and they're like, I don't need to learn that martial arts stuff. I got Smith & Wesson. It's like, well, that's great, bro. That's great. But after you use Smith & Wesson, you usually make a trip to the jail. And, before they determine whether you're going to continue on to jail, whether the shooting is justified. So traditionally, people that don't know how to fight hand-to-hand don't do well in jail. And that's all I'm going to say about that. So I suggest you learn how to fight successfully wherever the fight goes, whether it's hand-to-hand, whether it's with a pistol, whether it's with a rifle. And I just can't think of anybody better to train you in those three areas than Tim Kennedy, who is proven successful fighting hand-to-hand, on the ground. He fought at the highest levels in the UFC. And when it comes to teaching pistols and rifles, once again, U.S. Army Rangers, Special Forces, he did this at the highest level. So training with him is it's a great opportunity. And Tim is not the only Special Forces veteran on his team. There's a number of Marines, Army soldiers. I'm not sure if he's got anybody from the Navy or the Air Force, but he's got a number of veterans on his team that have a wealth of experience that it will really be valuable training. So, if you're interested in it, go to Sheepdog Response's website. This is not something that you're going to pay me for or sign up with me for. This is something that you'll go through Sheepdog Response. But I would highly encourage you, if you have, the resources and the time this weekend, to train with Tim. And we're going to try to bring Tim and his team out once a year. But everybody that trained with him last year when he came here, they had a good experience. You can talk to some of our students that went through it. It's a very valuable training, and I highly encourage you to do it. So that's the plan for this weekend. So come Friday, there is no lunch class, so don't show up for lunch class. We will do a 7 p.m. class this Friday, but Saturday there will be no classes. That means there's no kids class in the morning. Saturday there's no judo, there's no Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So Saturday we will be closed, only supporting the Sheepdog Response. And so if you can't attend Sheepdog Response, I understand life is busy, things happen, and maybe you can do it next year. But highly encourage you to try to do it if you can. And otherwise, that's all I got for you. So have a great day. Ciao.